I might have been wrong about Enzo Fernandez. I hold my hands up. I was wrong. 20 GA this season for Enzo Fernandez. Cole Palmer and Caicedo. Very, very good in a dominant win by Chelsea against the champions Liverpool. And let's just be brutally honest. This season, Chelsea haven't been that great against the big six sides, barring my team Spurs, where it doesn't matter when they play us, they manage to get the right result. But today, they stepped up against the champions. They scored 3 goals. They had the better of chances. They had more shots. They had more shots on target. They come away with a huge 3 points. And the reason why it not only beats massive, Newcastle dropped points earlier against Brighton. Manchester City won. Forest play tomorrow. And Villa won as well. This top 4 race is going to go down to the wire. And I predicted that Chelsea would finish 7th. I might have to eat my words. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. The road to 60K is well and truly on. 90% of you who watch the content every single month are not subscribed. So go down and hit that subscribe button. Chelsea 3, Liverpool 1. And I actually, when I look at the way they play tonight, they tried this experiment earlier on in the season, playing Caicedo as an inverted right back. And of course, Lavia started the game. And where this worked actually really well for Chelsea was when they beat us. Was it at the Lane? I think it was at the Lane. They beat us and they started Caicedo at right back. Now, of course, Lavia has had huge injury concerns throughout this season. 78 minutes played. Good performance by him. I thought Caicedo was really, really good today. I thought Palmer was really good. Bit disappointing about Jackson. But, you know, when you look at the Liverpool lineup of a midfield of Jones, Endo, Elliott, no McAllister, no Gravenberch, a defense of Kwanzaa, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, and Trent, you know, Szoboszlai, Bradley on the bench, Konate not used, Diaz not used. I expected, you know, we can say about Liverpool on a hangover, etc. Chelsea still had to beat what was in front of them. Cole Palmer, of course, spotlight was on him today massively. Something like 10 games without a goal. And Chelsea, of course, had the perfect start. And when you look at this Liverpool team on paper, you know, look, there's a lot of players missing. It's still a very, very, very strong side. You've still got Van Dijk. You've still got Alisson. You've still got Trent. You've still got Salah. Some key players not there, but Chelsea went out and did the business. And what I was saying is I think, just my personal opinion, that Chelsea perform at their best when they've got Caicedo at right back. I think in terms of a DM, he's one of the best in the Premier League. In terms of a passer, he's very, very good. But he's so versatile. You know, how many other DMs can just slot in at right back and do the job to such a high standard? You know? If it wasn't for some marking on a dodgy corner, then Chelsea win today 3-0. And like I said, Liverpool might be hungover because whatever reason, gone out, won the league, partied, etc., etc. I did expect Chelsea to go out there and get the win today. I had a feeling that they'd win maybe 2-1, but they got off to the perfect start. They striked first, 1-0 to Chelsea. Palmer spreads the play out to the right for Neto, who absolutely blitzed Tsimikas, rolling it square towards the penalty spot. And there was Fernandez. And look, I'm going to be honest, I have criticised Enzo Fernandez a lot this season. An awful amount this season. 6 goals and 7 assists in the Premier League. 19 GA all in all. 1 goal and 5 assists in the Conference League. I think he's on for 14 assists and 6 goals this season for Enzo Fernandez. He has been, alongside Caicedo, very, very, very good. And tonight, he stepped up, today, should I say, with a massive goal. We always talk about the Enzo Maresca under, you know, huge pressure. The manager's team talks ringing in your ears, and it's a very, very calm and composed finish. Don't get me wrong, Liverpool had a lot of the ball, but in terms of first half, I think You know, Chelsea had the much better chances. You know, that they higher XG. You know, Salah not doing the business today. In terms of the first half, I thought, you know, Palmer maybe could have had a goal towards the end of the half. He actually played really well. It was his best performance in a long, long time. The second goal coming from an own goal from Quansah. You know, puts it into his own net. 2-0 Chelsea. Jones slips while trying to get on the end of a Simicast, clearing the header. Cole Wills, long kick out from the back, puts Palmer in possession in the threatening area, runs towards the heart of that Liverpool defence. Goes back inside, enters the penalty area, enters the byline, a low cross towards the face of the goal. And it ends up going off of Jarrell Quansah to make it 2-0 for Chelsea. And at that point, I was like, right, this game's done. This game is absolutely done. Liverpool did get a goal back from a corner. Not the best of marking for Chelsea. We're being critical. You know, McAllister comes on. 5 minutes to go. Out swinging corner. Van Dijk gets on the end of it. Beats Chalobah to the ball. And there it was, 2-1. And then Cole Palmer from the penalty spot. Cold as ever. Palmer steps up. And you know how good he is with that left foot. But when we look at Chelsea's games, they have got 2 massive, massive games. We're talking the difference between top 4 and not, against Nottingham Forest and against Newcastle. And they are both away from home. Now, if they go and beat Newcastle at St. James's and beat Forest at the City Ground, then they deserve top 4. You actually look at their recent form, they're actually on good form. They went to Craven Cottage and beat a good Fulham side. Clean sheet and a win against Everton. Beat Liverpool. These are the 2 draws that have cost them. Against Ipswich and Brentford, if both of those were 3 points, they'd obviously be probably in third right now. Of course, beat Spurs. You know, beat Leicester. Before that, beat Southampton. They are actually in decent form. But these next 2 games, and of course, the Club World Cup starts in a few weeks. These next 2 games are absolutely massive. Huge, huge, huge games. Genuinely. If they go to St. James's and win, they deserve top 4. But Enzo Fernandez, I thought was really good today. I thought Cole Palmer was really good. I want to bring up the league table. It is so, so close. People are saying, plus Newcastle United have to go to Arsenal. If Arsenal lose against Liverpool next week, Man City win their game against Bournemouth, and even Newcastle or Chelsea win, we could be sitting here with Forest on 63 if they beat Palace tomorrow. They then win their game next week. They're on 66. Chelsea or Newcastle are on 66. And City are on 67. Could we actually see Arsenal finish 4th? Like, when you look at the Premier League fixtures next week, right? Let me just, hang on. Let me just see if I can bring up the fixtures for next week. When you look at, so Chelsea, of course, play Newcastle. Forest have got Leicester. They'll win that. And City have got Southampton. So City are obviously going to win. Forest are obviously going to win. Then a week after, Villa have got Spurs. Newcastle have got Arsenal. Chelsea have got Man United on the Friday. So to start the weekend off with a win, then if they beat Man United and Newcastle, they deserve top 4. And right now, the way Chelsea are playing, I genuinely think that it's going down to the last game. I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. I think it goes down to the last game. I honestly think that the way they're playing, winning games, scoring goals, Newcastle and Forest seem to be a little bit inconsistent. The fact that Chelsea, you know, the fact that they're in the Conference League, they can heavily rotate. They're in a very good position in the Conference League going into that home game, so they can rotate everyone. I might be eating humble pie. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. and I will see you in the next one.